All right, so the bye week's obviously a good time for, self-scouting, as Kenny says. What are some of the things you're able to take away from kind of the week off and looking at the season so far?
Yeah, just looking at our film and looking at our opponent and also ourselves, just getting the little details right, just like how we are as an offense and our scheme and philosophy and stuff like that. So we just really took that week to get ourselves right and then just look at our opponents ahead.
Looking at kind of the road performances, it seems like, Kenny's talking about, kind of the first half struggles a little bit and before you guys pick things up in the second half. What were some of the reasons that you think, the offense may have been a little sluggish in the first halves on the road, and then maybe some of the fixes that you guys have identified?
I think it's just being consistent with our plays and details and just being like Coach Royal talks about, like being self-starters, like starting out fast, starting out strong, and then keeping just like off and on that when we have that lead and we have that momentum. So I think we had that last week. It's just like certain plays, like we made a couple mistakes and turnovers, whatever, but those are the things that we need to bounce back from. And I think going forward, that's what we're going to do.
With Sam working his way back, as Kenny said, he's put himself in a position to start, but also Jeff getting out there and getting the reps that he did. What have you seen from your quarterbacks in terms of you have two leaders of that offense?
I feel like they've been doing pretty good, like offensively. I don't care. Like honestly, I don't care who's in. Like I trust Jeff just as much as Sam, but seeing Sam get out there and throw the ball again, it looks pretty good. So I'm happy for him.
Going on the road and facing an Oklahoma State team that's obviously struggling a little bit this season, but still some formidable pieces on that defense. What jumps out to you about what you've seen from this Cowboy defense?
They have a pretty good defensive line. We scouted that out, and just like they play aggressive when they need to be, and they're not just got roll over. That's what everybody's been talking about, coaches and staff and people. That's what we just seen on film. So we start out, we play the game that I know we could play. Just play aggressive. We're gonna be fine.
What kind of atmosphere are you expecting there? Obviously, it's their homecoming game, so it should be a rowdy place. They might be kind of have a backs against the wall mentality.
Yeah, I mean, it's our homecoming, like everybody's talking about, so they might have, a little bit more juice, a little bit more energy than normal games, but, we've been not as good as we have been on the road, so that's been like a philosophy that we want to kind of change that into going this week, and I think that's what we're going to do. So we're just as juiced as they are in regards to how their homecoming is. We want to get a dub on the road in a good fashion.
Is being on the precipice of bowl eligibility, something, getting that first trip to the postseason for this program in a few years, is that on the players' mind at all, or is it just kind of business as usual?
I can't say that it's not, honestly. Obviously we want to take it one game at a time, but to say like we don't think about bowl games and championship stuff like that is, what I'm saying. So we definitely think about it, but honestly we just do want to just take it one game at a time, and if we do that, then those bowl games aspirations, championship aspirations will come into fruition.